Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Welcome back for a session. My name is Chiyong, and tonight I'm going to present one special topic that is become Better Speaker Series, selecting your speech topic. And before I start for this evening, just check how many of you, when giving a talk, for you to deliver a topic that's been the project. Anyone you have challenges to think of any topic to deliver? Thank you. So what's the next?
Give up.
Give up. Google. Thank you. And I believe many of us, we have a challenges to select a topic, especially for a project. And same thing happened to me. So when I started become a Toastmaster, when I received the manuals, the 60 manual I have, so for the project 1, project 2, so I also have difficulty how to select the right topic to kickstart my project. So eventually, throughout the year in Toastmaster, I gained a lot of benefit. And tonight, I'm going to share you some secret I learned for the past experience. So just enjoy. So we know one thing is, I think we must start with the preparation. So we want to do the project. The first thing first, we must do our preparation before we kickstart. So I would like to narrow down our selection. There's been first thing first before we talk about topic. We have to do some preparation in terms of narrow our selection. The first thing is we have to understand who will be your target audience. Today I'm going to give the project. So the first concern is that I must look at who is my target audience. How many people? Like for example, I already estimate today with full club, so I do presentation. Estimate. So I must do my research. Before I came, I checked with Ian, I checked with Silun, how many members they will care, how many guest estimation. So I want to do my preparation. So the next, because it's very simple, if let's say for example, today I know it's group of people, so maybe I have to do PowerPoint. But today if the audience, only me and Chilun 2 person, I don't think I need PowerPoint. So I have to structure my speech in another way. So understand the audience is one thing, and the age range. So because when we want to deliver project or topic, different topic, different contents can cater for different each individual. If all the audience came for the session as young as Mr. Wong, then I know what's the topic I should select. So you have to cater the appetite, there's been the appetite for the audience. And the next thing is, if today I'm the speaker, whether I'm the one familiar with the subject. So I always encourage, if you want to choose a topic, make sure the topic you choose, you are familiar with it. Don't try to challenge yourself, challenge your limit. Choose those unfamiliar contents. You make yourself in the difficulty situation. So you choose the similar education, interest, background, and experience you have to share your audience. This one is your audience. You must understand the audience first. And the next thing is the occasion. This means if you look at the occasion, what kind of topic is select. So last event have a theme. If today I would like to deliver my project, so look at the theme, whether my project can fit to the theme. If yes, it will add value. So we have to look at the theme as well. And if today we want to do a preparation, am I right? We have to look at what is the slot given from the event organizer. Let's say, for example, if I want to select topic, if I'm the first speaker of the day, so maybe my topic selection, I have to do another way, structuring. So if I'm the last speaker of the day, then I have to do my context with a different story. So there's been the topic itself also depend the schedule, there's been which slot you have as speaker. And if today, after I deliver a project, the next thing is what happened after your presentation. So you also have to understand the occasion, what will happen after your presentation. Don't worry, later I'm going to deliver the project. Let me show you how to select a good topic. Okay, the next thing is, know your audience, that means you have to understand your ability. That means whether the topic itself, you can present your full energy and your interest. That make people also create your energy, they will understand better. And if today you very well know about your project, there's been the content, is your profession, is your knowledge, I believe it will add value to your audience. So the last but not least, you also have to check out whether you are the one got authority to present a particular topic. And be specific. So today, if you look at the topic itself, am I right? You also must be very specific. That means you look at the time slot you have. Let's say, for example, now I'm presenting this project, I only have 10 minutes. So that means you have to look at the content you have, the topic you have, whether it's sufficient for you to cover within the time specific or not. And last, a sub-point, support the topic and to the speech. So it means, for example, that means if your sub-point you have in your contents, whether it can support your main point and also your main topic. So what can cut from the body and make it become the main topic is very, very common. Sometimes when you talk about the structure of the speech, am I right? The topic itself, it may come from the content from the body. So you can choose from body and become part of your topic. Okay. So once you like to kickstart to think of which is the best topic I can put in my project, basically they have two sources we can think of. First is based on the personal experience, and I like it very much if you can choose from a personal experience to become your topic and become your content. So the personal experience can be your interest. For example, I can share with you my interest, my hobby. Let's say, for example, my hobby is running marathon like Jackie. So I know this is my interest. When you share your interest, the people will more passionate enough about you. And the next thing will be your career path. And I noticed that someone like Sky like to share about his career, his personal experience. It's not very wrong, but at least people will be admire him. That means that your career is so professional and so everything so good. Okay, so at least you share about your career path, also your personal experience. And the next thing is you talk about your family. This is a topic I talked earlier on when I deliver my project in CC manner. I like to share my family story. I share my daughter, share how I teach my daughter how to make her become the better doctor in the near future. So basically everything is about my interest. Then with the interest you have, basically is more, you can connect the audience. That means you're able to connect the audience even better. And you also can share about your education. You share about something you learn in your education, share about your future education movement. So it will be helping you connect the audience better. And another way is you also can choose a topic based on different material. So it's very common nowadays because we know that nowadays we want to get the information very easy. For example, you may think of get the information from website. You can go to the Google. I thought Google is a guru. Everything we doesn't know, we just Google. We can get everything from Google. So it's one source. And I noticed that another website we can consider is the Facebook nowadays very common. You look at the Facebook, a lot of information we can get and make it become our part of topic. And you also can read a lot of book, magazine, and all the book and magazine able to give some ideas on top you can put into your project topic. And now you also can take in consideration, read a lot of newspaper. Let's say, for example, the highlight for today. What's the highlight in newspaper today? Okay, never mind. Okay. So any new you talk is a hot topic. You also can make it become your project topic. So in fact, selecting the project topic is not that difficult. Okay, not that difficult. Once you have a social method, next thing is you have to choosing your speech topic. So you should do few things. The first thing first we may consider, you should think about first, generate the risk. So that means the project topic, am I right? You may get a lot of sources. The sources may think out from your mind, or someone share with you, the audience share with you, or outside some occasion, you get to know something very interesting is the topic. For example, you may do some research, generate the link to you. So regardless any occasion, once you found that this topic is very interesting, they may not be used at the moment, but you may take in consideration right now. Let's get all the information we have into your writing box. So you can get all the information we have, it will become your resources. Then the resources you prepare right now may not be used at the moment, but eventually in the near future, you need any topic, you know, yeah, this is a moment, I can take out some information from here to prepare. So the same thing, for example, sometimes I do some research for internet, I found that certain topic very interesting, I may not use at the particular moment, but I like to save all the information, all the slides inside my computer. I know when I need it in the near future, regardless of any presentation and any suitable presentation I need, I can take out the information very fast and make it become a slide. So this one is my strength. So that's why I will encourage you, any occasion, as soon as found something, some topic but very interesting, jot it down, put into your own resources. So the second, select a topic. So when I select a topic, am I right? Once you decide this is a topic you're going to present, before you present to the audience, before you do further, am I right? Ask yourself a question. By watching this topic, you are the one to present, are you interested? If today you choose a topic, after you look at it, after you do prepare, you ask yourself a question, yeah, this topic, you also not interested, you also don't bother to look further. So it means that this topic, they will not get attention from the audience. So there's been the first thing first, the topic itself must get attention from you. You must get interested first. When you have interested, then you're going to put in more effort to make it become the better speech. So then you ask the next question, is this topic important to you or to the audience? And can I find any supporting material to make the project, make the topic even better? And last but not least, do I understand the topic? So this one is a few questions we should ask ourselves before we look further. So once you've done this, for example, I select one topic, for example, my topic is important announcement. Wow, this is a good topic. So I found that this topic very interesting. I got well researched for that. I'm able to find a lot of material to support important announcement. This is the main topic. Next, I understand the topic. Yeah, it's true. The next thing I move on, I focus on topic. So my topic is important announcement, for example. So the next thing is I confirm, then I have to do visualization. For example, now I talk about, I want to share with everyone about music. So when we talk about music, music can go very widely. So for the music, am I right? My mind visual brainstorming, I'm brainstorming a lot of ideas. What is the music? So the music itself, they can go to the music instrument, music performer, compressor, the user effect, technology, world music, type of music. So I must brainstorming a lot of information can support my main topic. So when I able to get as much as information to support my main topic, I know I got enough material to do my presentation. So from that, I can choose. I may, for example, after I decided, okay, now I want to present the technology about music, so I can narrow down and do my research and do my preparation of my presentation. So once I confirm that, am I right? The fourth lesson is that determine my project purpose. So when talk about presenting my topic, am I right? So generally we have the two ways of presenting. For example, I may decide whether my presentation, my topic is type of presentation to inform. The second will be pursue. The next, last but not least, will be entertain. So to inform, there's been, for example, let's say my project, the topic I choose to inform, to educate people, to educate the audience. So I know this is the topic I want to go on it. The second type we talk about to pursue it, there's been I want to change people perception. I want to reinforce my message. So I know this is the persuasive speeches. And last but not least is to entertain. There's been, if my project is, I just want to make entertain of the audience, there's been entertainment type of presentation. So I must decide, after I select topic, which direction I want to move on toward to the audience. This is very important. Because regardless to anything, we must understand what is the main objective for my project. So once you decide the topic, the next thing is, what is the objective after your presentation? Once you confirm, for example, I confirm, yeah, now I want to inform, to educate my audience. So I will move on to do my preparation to this part, to educate people. So the fifth one, to familiar and specific purpose. So there's been the general purpose, look at your presentation. Your general purpose to entertain the audience to go to speeches. So it means simply only one thing. Today I want to do a presentation. I must look at the goal. There's been look at my purpose, whether they fit to my specific purpose, especially they're able to intend for the audience and go on my presentation. So finally, the word your thesis statement. So if you look at necessary, am I right? Sometimes as speaker, once you decide the topic doesn't mean that is your final topic. Although when you deliver your contents, am I right? It may happen. I may do some changes based on my content, based on my presentation. I may change my topic again. It doesn't matter. There's been the topic subject to change as long as you're able to fit to the purpose. So the conclusion for my presentation for this topic, basically your personal experience is very helpful. As long as you have enough personal experience, plus whatever resources you're able to collect for all the platform and put plus the final consideration, they're able to make it the excellent speak topic. So wish you all the best and enjoy for the topic selection. Okay, thank you. Back to you.